Good afternoon. I would like to first start off by just thanking the elders in my life and the people who have really been instrumental in the development of who I am. I would like to give thanks to my grandmother, my grandfather, my mother, my sister, my beautiful wife, our 5-year-old daughter, and one more on the way. I do this because I want to emphasize that for far too long, division has crept into the streets of our neighborhoods. I cannot afford, you cannot afford, another candidate who wants to send out a survey, who wants to attend a meeting and maybe get it. Our streets are crying out, not just for economic justice, but our street is crying out for a renaissance. We deserve something greater than what most of these folks can offer. When you look at the young people in our district, the average age in Watts is 21. The demographic of our district is 72% is either African American or Latino. 60% of our district is under the age of 34. And they have the nerve to tell me it is not my turn. They have the nerve to tell us, Watts, that it is not our turn. Who do they think they are? We have waited way too long for our turn. When you have a 16-year-old, before they even make the decision to declare what they want to be when they grow up, they get shot down. You got a job plan. Oh, that's exciting. But you don't understand that our district can have 2 to 3 jobs and still be poor. Experience has failed us. Unemployment, high. The disparities in our community, high. I don't want just economic justice. I want prosperity. We deserve it. I stand before you as a product of Watts and Willowbrook. I was educated right down the street at King Jude Medical Magnet High School. Some may say that they have a candidate office in this district. My grandfather has had one for over 53 years in this living room. Welcome. When you look at Jordan Downs and our housing developments, Imperial Courts, Gonzaga, Nickerson, where's our pathway out of poverty? You got a family who's passing down keys to their units as if it's a legacy. Unacceptable. Where's our American dream? So when you stand up here and listen to these folks, I want you to be very real and honest with yourself. That this is not the time for sound bites. This is not the time of making sure that we go with the flow. Our people, your people, every person has had the right to vote. And we are in a state of an emergency that I believe City Hall has turned a deaf ear to. So I stand before you as a representation of your hopes, your representations of your frustration. And in Jesus' name, we will change this place.
Let me start by thanking everyone for being here, and thank you for hosting us, Stephen, and everyone who helped put this together. I really appreciate that the community would come out to hear us speak so that you can make an informed decision and participate in our democracy. It's wonderful. Thanks for having me. My name is Pat McCosker. I've been a firefighter in Los Angeles for 31 years. I am the current president of United Firefighters of Los Angeles City. I've won 4 elections as president, elected by firefighters to represent them at City Hall. It's an honor to be here with you. I've actually worked at every fire station in the 15th Council District over the years. I started my career right here at Fire Station 64 on 108th and Main, and came back many years later to Fire Station 65 to serve another probation, actually. It's great to be here with you again. Listen, I'm running for office to continue serving communities that I fought to protect all these years. And I know what's at stake here. I know what this budget crisis has done to families, has done to city services. City services have been drastically cut because of what we've been through, because of the drop in revenue. We've had to close fire companies, ambulances, hazmat units. Now, thankfully, this community has been more protected from that than many, because on the fire department, we understand that you put the resources where they're needed the most. And so as a councilman, I would take that experience, that knowledge about how we need to do things in a budget crisis and make sure that we prioritize properly. And in communities like this one, where resources are needed, we make sure not to strip them out. I would fight for that for everything the city does. You know, there are 500 fewer police officers on the street right now. which causes us all to be a little less safe. And I've already talked about fire department closures. The same is true with tree trimming and street paving and sidewalk fixing. All of it is being done hardly at all in the city anymore. Now, the way that we fix that is by responding to this economic crisis, by putting people back to work. And I'm going to focus on that every single day as your council member. And I do have a detailed jobs plan. And by the way, I heard an earlier speaker say that he wants to take away some health benefits from city workers. I'm not for that. I'm going to continue fighting for good-paying, middle-class jobs with retirement security and health care for all. And I want to create those in this community. We have more unemployment in this community than any other. You know, this community has been affected. The rich get richer during this economic crisis, and unfortunately the poor get poorer. And poverty leads to crime, drug addiction, violence, all of the things that plague our community. So I'm going to fight to put people back to work. I'm going to respond to this job crisis the same way I responded to everything I've been called on to do in the community over my 31 years as a firefighter, and I thank you for having me here today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Warren Furutani. It's a pleasure to be here, and I thank the organizers of this event. Thank you, Pastor Maureen Clark, President of the Watts Neighborhood Council and the Watts Willowbrook Boys and Girls Club. I am not a stranger to Watts. I represented this great community on the Los Angeles Board of Education. We were able to work with the community to expand the Wilmington Skills Center, the Watts Skills Center, into the great Maxine Waters Employment Preparation Center that has trained thousands of folks to get good jobs and to move on in their lives. I've also represented this community for 8 years on the LA Community College Board. Again, being able to work with the community like I did when they came to me about the King Jew medical magnet, and then also helped expand, and I hope you folks have seen, and some of you young folks and older folks are taking classes at LA Southwest College. I have a history of working in this community. That's why I'm endorsed by the California Democratic Party. That's why I'm endorsed by Congresswoman Maxine Waters, Karen Bass, and Laura Richardson. That's why I'm endorsed by the neighboring Councilman Bernard Parks, also City Councilman Mike Gibson, and the mayor. I'm proud of those endorsements because it's a reflection of what I've been able to do by working with people at different levels of government to get things done, because that's what this is all about, getting things done. I also feel that I'm running my campaign the way I'm going to be a city council person. Yes, I have a headquarters, the only representative, the only candidate that has a headquarters in Watts. It's at 113th Street and Central Avenue. I invite you folks to come down. The reason I'm in Watts is because I want Watts votes. I want to represent Watts, and the way you do that is not by talking about it. You walk the talk. That's why I'm in Watts. That's why I came from this morning, the Imperial Courts. We had a meeting with community members there. I met with community members in Nickerson Gardens. I met with community members in Jordan Downs. We're going to the Gonzaga Village to meet with them as well. On Sundays, I've been at the churches. I've been in Grant AME. I've been at several churches in the community. And Sunday, I've been uplifted by the fellowship I've been able to share in this great institutions in this community. But this whole thing about meeting with small business people, the whole thing about meeting with Latinos in Watts, working with the community, I've learned that what we need to do is make sure that Watts gets its fair share and then some. We need to not only talk about jobs, we need not only to talk about a better economic environment, but community development. Things have not changed enough in Watts. Things have not improved enough in Watts. I want to be your partner. I want to work with you. And together with Maxine, other elected officials, and most importantly, the neighborhood council and the community, together we'll get great things done for the great community of Watts. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Candace Graham, and I'm a candidate for CD15. It's time for us to make money and to stop printing money. We can only do this as a community together. The president cannot do it by himself. It takes get together and to stop and to think and focus and to change our directions. I've been working with you and with everybody in the community for over 10 years now. And that's from San Pedro, Watts, to Hollywood. Actually, I started in Sacramento some time ago working at the state capitol under the Jerry Brown and Willie Brown administration. I was discovering ways how to create jobs. I work for 5 corporations now. And what I plan to do is to bring jobs, to bring resources back here to Watts. I work, I have properties here, I haven't forgotten. But walking the walk, talking the talk, I'm the only candidate. I mean, I could only count about 10 posters inside of this district. If everybody was so concerned, why didn't they let you know that we were here? Okay, I planted my posters all the way from here to San Pedro to let everybody know. But I took you guys just as important as any other community. I didn't just come to the open house here and just said, hey, I'm here. I've been here. Okay, so I've been walking around. I do know exactly what's happening. Now, I'm sorry, I'm shy, so I have to go by my notes just to be able to help. What we've done now, we've relied on a system that is broken. We've relied on a political system that is antiquated. We have to go away from that. We have to bring God back into our schools, God back into our lives, and we have to turn around 110%. Without God, we're going nowhere right now, and that's a definite for sure. So what we're going to have to do, and you think that, what I'm saying is, I'm not a politician, so I'm not going to put a damn Band-Aid on the situation and let it fester and gangrene. I'm not going down that road with you as you've seen so many other people do. I can't blow smoke and make you think or make you, feel comfortable with what I'm saying and sob it all over and make you feel good. I can only say, excuse me, I have my website here. If you have questions, I have my phone number, and I'm ready to be able to talk with you. Thank you.